Oh, you're eating it. One mask on. Good boy. So this week with Sparks, I tried and I rode him in English tack and actually put a bit on him, which I was surprised at how well he handled the snaffle bit. I also tried him out in the big arena, which I didn't get video. We had a pretty good bolt, and he was only really comfortable in this corner, and so I was just trying to get him to change directions and such. But it really told me that I need to focus more on trying to get him more comfortable about his surroundings and listening to me and being comfortable with me. So I went back and I wanted to do more homework with the desensitizations. So before I attached all this stuff, I broke it down and did piece by piece to get him comfortable with it, and then got him wanting to move forward, and the key here is to get his reactions to slow down when he gets worried versus to take off, and then I reward him. So he's getting better with him. The more relaxed he gets, his head goes down, becomes a little bit more level, and so again, this is a couple of days later, and I'm doing this every day, so he's getting this type of work, and this has been huge progress for him, and he's starting to learn to connect to me. So it's been really fun to watch him because his face is actually changing when they start to relax and kind of show you their personality and they start to get more comfortable. Their face seems to change. So here I'm messing with the saddle. I've kept the noodles on because he is very paranoid about stuff touching his sides, so this really helps with that, and he's gotten so much better with this, and again, this is every day, working the sessions. They're not too long, but just getting him comfortable with stuff touching him. He also tends to have an issue with the stopping and going, but again, I'm introducing the sound. These have jugs with gravel in them because when I worked at the big arena, the kids scuffing the gravel scared them, so I figured we will do some work with the noise and the sound, and I've been really happy with him. He's just learning to stand still and getting more curious about things versus so guarded, and he's starting to understand the connection between a positive sound in my voice and in that type of reaction. So here he gets a little worried, but he's at least not bolting. That is the most dangerous thing with this horse. He's not a kicker, he's not a striker, he is a bolter. So it really has been a process to get him to let his guard down and learn to understand to relax, and also gaining coping skills is very essential for these horses. So I am asking him to come to me, which he's been very good. When I first got him, he was pretty tough to catch, but he's starting to want to come. So again, with him, I try to keep things rhythmic, but also changing them up, because if I keep them the same, then if something different happens, he becomes worried. So trying to kind of keep things similar while making it change. It's a little bit different sometimes, but you know, we're essentially preparing him for unexpected things. So that's kind of the goal, and preparing him with those coping skills. So I was really, really happy with him in this session because he's really starting to relax, and when he gets worried, he's wanting to slow down, and when I ask him to go forward, he's better. Also, what I do every day with him is work on his feet. I do have to have shoes put on the back just to help him out. He was very high-heeled, and so I'm preparing him to get some shoes put on to help his ankles in the back for a little bit. He's got very, very good feet. So again, you're seeing more so a end of the process. I've broken this stuff down and worked on this every single day, and pretend like I'm filing, pretend like I'm hammering the shoe, putting it up on there. So I try to do everything to emulate the farrier, also giving him the positive reward so he sees that. And his biggest thing was, I mean, we tried to nail on a shoe, but he wouldn't let that happen. So I'm really working on getting him safe for himself as well as my farrier. It's very important. So making this part of the repertoire in grooming my horse and just every day, then they become very accustomed to it, as well as moving the buckets around, making the noise. I try to flap things around, using the roll cart, because again, the farriers have the chaps and they smell like burnt hoofs, so oftentimes for the Mustangs it can be a little unsure, but so making sure I give them a positive reward, and then asking for his foot. You know, if they don't give it, I kind of lean on them to give me the foot, or then I'll grab the feathers, and sometimes if I don't get that, then the next I'll go and I'll just squeeze the chestnut, which I'm just about to do, and that just gives you the automatic foot pickup. So he's still a little tense. You can see his tail is a little clamped, and that's kind of his pro quo, but you can see he's also licking and chewing, which is good. So again, just going through practicing what the farrier will do, not just picking up and holding it for a couple of seconds, but they have to hold that foot for a little while and tapping on it and getting him used to possibly having a shoe put on. So I was really happy. He's coming along pretty good and getting comfortable with putting his foot on the foot stand. Sometimes they get a little nervous, especially if you move to the side or you step around when they have their foot on the stand. So again, it's all progression and taking things step by step, and making things comfortable and positive is also important, so they understand. What works well with these horses is not just doing this once and then I try to do it like every day, so it's part of my grooming. And then they really do build upon that.
Good boy. Well done.
Hate walking up this hill. A long way down. For him, what I've also done is I started working, putting a blanket on him. This is just a fly sheet because he does have a pretty good coat and I didn't want him to get too hot, but he has that paranoia about things touching his body and things touching his legs and stuff getting tight on him. So I figured this is a really good exercise for him to wear this fly sheet It's got the leg straps that go underneath it. And it's got Velcro on it. So it's a good little tool to use to kind of help him with some of his body issues, I guess you could say. And he's been handling it pretty well. And but it really has helped. And I've gone about switching to different blankets too that kind of make sounds, and pull on it every now and then, just to get him used to that, because it's just about him learning that everything is okay and nothing's eating him. And when I can, I give him the positive reinforcement of a carrot. I think I had carrots that day. So it's been a good week.